like I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? My speaker. Okay. I don't know what you can or cannot see. I don't see me here live. Well, I see me live. I know I'm here live, but I don't see me on live on my own channel. So let me figure this out. Why? Why am I not here? I'm trying. I don't see myself. It says recently uploaded. Am I here? It says I'm live. My goodness, can you hear me? What's with this? Shh. Oh, good. I don't know why this has been a bitch today. I just could not get on here. Well, we're here now. Hooray! I have a cup of tea. I baked a cake today. And now, look what I've got. Okay, this is 7 paper bags. Let's move everything over here my way. You bother me. Okay. I've been looking forward to trying this ever since I first saw it. So how are you? Is Becca there? Bereka? Not enough sugar. How can I make that brighter? Well, anyway. Okay, so you have probably seen this because it's not new, but I thought they were so pretty. And they have an advantage when you make them this way, giant snowflakes, that you don't have to glue them open. You can leave them like accordions and fold them up. Just keep them together with a couple of paper clips, and then at the end of the season, just fold them up, and next year you can take them back out. Now there's some other ones that are really pretty, an Amish style of making a star, originally done with things like bent wood, but paper works just fine, which when you think about it, it's actually bent wood. Oh, it's really early. Oh no! You can't go. You cannot go. You're going to get her sick. Honey, sometimes you have to sacrifice one thing to make sure that you actually take care of yourself. You don't want to get everybody sick. If you're sick, you're contagious. Why can't you make it another week from now, after Thanksgiving or something, when you're feeling well? Well, this is the way this is done. Apparently, flap down. I don't know why it makes a difference, but we're going to go according to the way they recommended it in the video I watched. Now, the video I watched, the person did not speak English. They were possibly from Russia, Czechoslovakia, someplace I definitely could not fathom the language. So the woman I watched, and I did watch her hands, and I even saved the video, which now, of course, I can't find. She just makes glue across the bottom and straight up the middle. And then after doing 7 of them, and I've watched somebody else, they did this with a glue gun, and I actually have one of those. If this doesn't work satisfactorily, we want this to be as even as possible because we have to cut. Are you sure? Because your husband got you sick. But then again, you're around your husband, so I guess that makes sense. Now it looks like all of these got slightly bent while still in the bag. The little bottoms here are slightly curled. So we'll have to contend with that. We can't reschedule. No. Yeah, well, you won't be babysitting others, so that helps. That's always wearing. Well, I've got some disappointing news first thing this morning. My sister texted to say my nephew, who was going to pick me up and take me to the party on Sunday, the baby shower, well, he and his girlfriend decided to go to Scotland. It would have been nice to know at the time they made those arrangements instead of, oh gosh, now we only have a few days to figure out how the hell I'm going to get all the way over to where the party is. My sister is talking about coming up and getting me after work. It is over an hour drive for her to come and get me. And then she's got to take care of the place after. It's a restaurant thing where this is booked, and she's got to help with something. I guess, if anybody brings gifts and things like that, they help clean up or help load things up. Not exactly sure. It's been a long time since I've been to such a party, and I certainly have never gone to one of these in my family. So my Aunt Rosie, the missing 90-year-old aunt, that went disappearing after Nicole, and Nicole happened to wipe out the area she was just living in, and her phone is disconnected. My sister Diana got the name of the place that she moved to, so I looked them up. I get the reception desk, and I said, "Roz Walken," and she said, "Rosie, she was just here. I was just talking to her." And I said, "Well, at least now I know she's alive. Tell her to call Adrian." I haven't heard from her yet, but that's because she doesn't have a private phone yet. She has not gotten the one that she had before the storm reconnected. I don't know if she's going to, but I'd like to know what the hell's going on because, my aunt is 90 years old. Now, I already know, though, she is really happy where she's at. She's already got the whole place memorized and giving directions to other people. That is so my aunt. So I know she is really happy where she is, and I knew she would be. My aunt is an extremely social person. She needs community, and she used to travel with her brother, and when her brother passed away last year, it's like, oh God, no, because now she can't go anywhere. They couldn't visit just before he died, both of them being ancient, and she gave up driving just because she was afraid that she might cause an accident at this age. And so basically, this is the best thing that could happen, her going into this, what seems to be a really nice place. But like I said, the most important thing is knowing she is alive, she is well, she's already got a woman to pal around with. And it's like, yep. All right, Aunt Rosie. Aunt Rosie was always more like me than my own mother. I used to joke that she was really my mother, and they just traded off. We know that's not the truth, but I used to tease her. She's a good example of someone getting kicked in the teeth, struggling as a single mother, and then coming out triumphant in the end. The bummer for her was after years and years and years and years of being divorced, just before her ex-husband died, he remarried and deprived her of Social Security. She said, that's all the bum was good for at this point, and he deprived me of that. So I feel fairly assured that if I do outlast the ex, odds of him ever remarrying are pretty remote. I can't imagine, even if he hating me enough to take the chance. He didn't believe in marriage when he married me, so it was a surprise that he asked. Also, I can't imagine who would hitch their wagon to him at this point, but hey, you never know. All right. So, all right, so we're stuck down the middle. Stuck down the middle with you. So, they came to fix my thermostat this morning. I can't be sure it's working. I know the parts got warm. The whole thing did not get hot, but they did get some temperature up. So we're going to have to wait until tonight. We have to wait for the temperature to drop again, because right now, what do we have? The sun shining on the thermostat plate. Now, as long as the sun is bright, even in winter, the penthouse gets warm because we've got all of the heat from the lower floors coming up. And as long as nobody opens up the windows in the hallways, then it gets pretty hot. I mean, there are times we have to open the windows in the hallways because it's almost steamy hot. And that I definitely don't like. All right, so now we have to draw out where we're gonna cut. Ooh. All right. Let me see. I want to get some brighter here. Let's see some pictures here. Yeah, this woman is making a... Some people make these so thick that they have to divide them in half to cut them. They don't. Their scissors will not go through 7 bags, or in this woman's case, 8. This is a different one. I couldn't find the original, but when she said paper bag snowflakes, it's like, okay, we'll get it. Now, the nice thing about the paper bags is they are very inexpensive because, well, the brown ones are even cheaper, or should be cheaper than the white ones. But who wants white snowflakes? I mean, brown paper bag snowflakes. I mean, they're cool looking, and I can see it being kind of like a, you know, like a rustic look or something. But I like the whole form of snowflakes because it makes me think of snow, actual snowflakes, you know. So I don't know, it just doesn't seem to translate in a brown paper bag to me. Nevertheless, people are doing it. All right, I'm seeing one here. Let's see what she did. That's super simple. Yeah. My God. Yeah, that's really pretty. All right, let me see that. One more time. Get the ruler and we'll get a pencil and we'll try to make this accurate. Kind of. It would help if I put lead in the pencil. Okay, so it's 5 1/4, making that around there. We're gonna pretend we know what we're doing. Now, the person I saw this on first had several patterns, and one of them, you know, the bunny I used in the Halloween Toblerina background, the trick-or-treating bunny. It was kind of like that, a cutout of a bunny, and I just, you know, like half facing. Oh, it turned out to be a really cute snowflake, and you would never guess bunnies, but if you see just the template, it's like, oh yeah, it looks like a bunny. Isn't that cute? What I need to know is, what about this? You know, I think that this should have something. All right, let's, well, that's cute. I'll give you a credit for that. You know, I hate the mobile YouTube. It really doesn't have enough options. A snowman, paper snowflake. Oh, isn't that cute? Paper bag snowflakes. They are huge. She's crafty and she knows it. I like that. She's crafty and she knows it. Pass it on. And I got one that did a bunch of these really, but all the same pattern, and then painted them with an airbrush, it looks like. Or made them out of paper and didn't use bags. We're going to have to be paper paper bag snowflake craft. Hone those searches. I saw you before. That's it. No, it's not. Maybe it is. Those are cool. Yeah, not in English. That must be her. All right. We got them all. She's doing a good job. I think we've got it. But I didn't notice anything down in the bag area. This part. WTF. She's got several clever ways of putting these together, including with threads. I got this because I figured the first one I'm going to end up gluing together and putting it on my door. Do you know they're putting Christmas decorations up right now? Turns out our building has a rule. No Christmas decorations before November 15th. Yesterday, people popped out the wreaths like they were waiting on the other side of the door for the turn of the clock. I thought it was really strange. We'll give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna get the big scissors for this. Let's see how difficult this is, because I am not destroying my brand new excellent scissors, which I need for for cutting fabrics. Alrighty. Now, today I baked another cake. I cannot stop using that awesome bundt pan, which is now famous in this building because the the maintenance guy drilled a hole in it for me so I could hang it up. So the other maintenance guy was informed about, so let me see this famous bundt pan I've been hearing about. It's like, okay, here it is. And you're gonna have a piece of this cake in a little while. I was actually just done baking it, but it was cooling down. So I get the cake done, but I'm beating it up, and it's like, this is the thickest cake batter I have ever seen. I had to glop it in and then spread it and do a lot of this because it was thick. Like, I expected it to be more like a bread. Okay, it started with a mix, like always, red velvet cake. Now, the red velvet cake in the mix is nothing like it's supposed to be. Red velvet cake does not include red food coloring. The original red velvet cake was reddish devil's food cake, and the red came from the alkaline reaction in the cocoa. They used alkalized cocoa, whatever. Alkaline processed cocoa? Well, you know what I mean. If you use cocoa, it always says if it's alkaline processed or something. But anyway, it was that kind of cocoa that made the cake turn reddish, and it was its reaction, like, a pH thing that made it that color. But nowadays, they don't wait for that or expect that. They just use a ton of red dye, which even when you see the cake mix, the dry mix, it's like you can see the dye. As soon as you add your fluids, the red dye comes up in little dots. It's like, oh my God, this looks like candy. It didn't taste like candy, but I was worried that it wasn't going to rise right. It ended up being absolutely wonderful, but I did add, I used butter instead of oil. I used heavy cream in with, whipping cream in with the water instead of just plain water. It still was like so thick. Anyway, the cake came out pretty good. I added some extra cocoa because I like chocolate to be really chocolatey. And I can't say it made that much of a difference, but it was a nice tablespoon of cocoa. And I made sure it was sifted and dusted in the entire mix before I added the fluids. It's not dry at all, but it's one of those things where this is better if you have a cup of coffee or tea. But I ended up eating my piece in the kitchen without any coffee or tea, so it wasn't that not moist. It was just hearty. Would I make it again? No. I wouldn't make it again because it's just a freaking chocolate cake and I can use something without the dye in it and get the same flavor. So don't waste your time. If you want actual red velvet cake, look for the original recipe, and I guarantee you there's no red dye in it. That's a very American introduction and a way to sell a lot of food coloring. I'll show you because I didn't get down there until afternoon, and at 12, the gang disappears, the coloring group. But there were a couple people, so I made sure that the maintenance guys each got a nice piece. Our new assistant manager got a nice piece because they didn't get anything from the last cake. And then our guardian at the gate, she was there, so I gave her a piece. And she even was nice enough to ask for her helper, a slice of cake for her helper. So I gave her 2. And then our other friend who comes to the meditations, he'll be there tomorrow, he's diabetic. So I give him a thin slice and no seconds. So we all got, hey, Seder, I'm about to get what's left of the cake to show you. And I'm tripping all over the place, but I'll be all right. Now, I had to cut it up because, well, I thought everybody was going to have a piece. So these are half slices, and that's what's left of my slice. So, yeah, it's chocolate cake. It's just devil's food chocolate cake. Doesn't taste any different to me than any other chocolate cake. I mean, devil's food chocolate cake. Even with the extra cocoa. But look at that red. It might be actually a little bit darker because I added more cocoa. But I'm telling you, the red's not the alkaline reaction that's supposed to really make a red velvet. And there's just nothing special about it at all. Not in this way. Can't recommend it, even though the cake's good. Yeah, I guess I can say that. As a devil's food cake, it's delicious. I have something spectacular that's supposed to mysteriously be attached to the redness. That's just bullshit. Okay. All right, we're gonna try this. Yeah, you know, I'm just having so much fun with that pan. I'm gonna have to invest in more, definitely. But it's like I opened, I poked a hole in the dam in buying my first pan. Now I want to bake every day. Now I don't have to worry about it because I can't afford to bake every day. There's no way that I can make a good cake every day because I make it with good ingredients. I don't just settle for a mix. So the next cake is going to be probably Monday morning or Monday afternoon so that when Rich comes in, he'll at least have a fresh cake he can snack on before he crashes. He will be exhausted when he gets here. Yeah, I know. Abundance. Pandora. Oh, my smart aleck friend. I do love those bundt pans, but I've got my mind set now on a loaf pan, a fancy loaf pan that's got some cool stuff on the top. Because I have other breads I need to make, like, well, a cinnamon swirl. You hear the crows? Hi, guys. They're back. We've got over 100 crows. I'm sure this is a meeting. If I can hear them, you gotta hear them. Because you know who I am. It made me a little nervous yesterday because they were like swooping my window. And I was afraid that they weren't able to see that it was a window and they were going to try and crash into the window to get in here. Oh, the hundreds of them. I have it. I have the Japanese milk bread one. I have that saved. You might see them behind me. God, they're big. Such huge birds. I was sure they recognized me yesterday as the nut lady. Or just the nut. From feeding the peanuts to them across the street. They're very smart and they have long memories. Yeah, you sent me a picture of that Japanese milk bread. And it just looks so delightful. Now I have to say, even though I was feeding the squirrels across the street, we never had this many. Oh my God. Do you see them behind me? Holy shit. We've got like 3 or 4 trees that were full of crows. Full of crows. Oh, I know, we did. When they recognized, or at least one of them out of 3, we had 3 that always came to the backyard, and I always threw nuts out for them with the squirrels. And because the blue jays could be kind of bullying, I started doing this. This way goes the squirrels and this way go the birds, you know? How to separate them. Yeah. Yep. They all went that away. They were here yesterday, so I figured, you know what, we don't usually have a one flock that's that big, so this could be a meeting of 2 or 3 flocks, because we didn't have that many living here over the winter. Okay, I think, oh yeah, I wanted to make some more. What will happen if I do this? Ooh. Hey, cooperate and don't cut my thumb. Okay. Oh, we've got a little more we can do over here. Yeah, big scissors are a must. This would just destroy my little scissors. Okay, let's see what happened. The only reason I'm going at it like this is because it was only $2 for 50 bags. That's actually something that's within my budget. And the person who did this craft, I don't know if she did this craft, that did the YouTube video before or after the prices went up, but she was paying $1 for twice this. Yeah, $1 for 100. It's like, you got 100, but they were not the white ones, they're the craft ones. My day started out a little earlier than I wanted, but then I got up and started baking the cake, and I just took it out of the oven and put it on the cooling rack when the thermostat guys showed up. Okay, I know there's a way to do this. Come here. Ooh. Let's clip that for now so I can get this properly stretched. Now this is with 7 bags. And wow. Ouch. That was my thumb. So, wow. Okay. Now, obviously, it's just cheap paper. It's not going to be like, let's hang this in a museum. But I think we can agree that if you needed to decorate any place really fast, like a rec room, because my secret plan is I'm going to make a bunch of these. And there's another woman who made some in blue, not like this, because she did the Amish design in blue and green. So those are going to go up, and these are going to go up. So we're going to have a bunch of them. I examined the ceiling, and I can actually reach it very easily with a single step ladder. It's, oh, what is that stuff? For the insulation of sound. So I am using the clips because I couldn't find my paper clips. But as this is the prototype, I figured I will hang this. I will glue it. This is not the perfect, but I will go ahead and use this. And I'm going to glue, maybe tape, then glue this in. Now, this would be rad if I can hang it outside my door. Not on my door. That will not work. Let's just... All right. Now, let's see how else we can do this. Because this is not made to take a lot of abuse. It is, after all, just a thin craft paper meant to be used once for lunch and then thrown away. So let's see, we've got, I'll have to hold my hands here until it dries. Either that or find another clip, which I did have around here somewhere. I'll walk around like this, do a little bubble dance, a little snowflake dance. And I'll use a piece of tape. Yeah, tape. Tape works. Tape. Come on, you can do better than that. It's not. All right, we're going to use a little tape. I said this is an experiment. This probably not going to work like I hope, but let's try it anyway. I'll have to unbend this afterward. Okay, that's a little heavy for that. Again, we're just going to use some tape. Make this easy on myself. Yeah, exactly. This is so cheap. The price is like perfect. Especially if you're thinking like you just need some quick temporary designs. You can knock out a bunch of these in one afternoon. So, I mean, that is obviously a great advantage if you have a sudden hankering for a party, or someone pops it on you that they need your help decorating. If it's for a winter party, hey, remember, lunch bags. Wow, who knew? So that'll be the, that's the cleaner side. And that's really not bad. Can you consider how this was all just glued together on the bottom? I think we're gonna, right there, we need it. Now I like this glue stick. It's not as fast, I guess, as a glue gun, but a glue gun is way more energy inefficient, and who needs all of that if you do it right, and I didn't. Okay, so we're just gonna let these little things work here. Oh, you're getting a little snow, how cool. We were supposed to get some snow last night, but it got a little too warm, 38 degrees, and it just rained. Rained. By the time I got up, it was just misty, and then it got sunny again. I was hoping for like a nice, gloomy, rainy day. They're so conducive to doing artwork and having tea and coffee and snacks and baking. And of course, you can do this any day. So yeah, now in my world, I would be going for something way smaller, cause my world is kind of small. I use small things. I bought a 1-inch snowflake. It was a decoration for one of my trees because my tree was small. So yeah, this is for the community room. This is for right outside my door. We'll see what happens. Now, I don't think we're actually supposed to put things not on our door. It's like we're allowed to decorate our door with everything except our name. No names on the doors. That's a safety feature. And that's one I do approve of. But decorations are supposed to be whatever you can hang on your door, and that's as far as you can go. But no one said anything to me specifically about the giant window I have right next to my door. Undecorated window. Boring. And that's it. That window does not have like anything cool to look at. Well, straight ahead trees, that's nice. But really it's not very much. Okay, so if I put a piece of wool, make a string, I'll hang this in the hall and see what happens. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be stolen. But at this price, I don't really care. The last time I put something out there, I put it out there because I seriously didn't want to throw it away. I couldn't get myself to throw it away. On the other hand, I didn't want it because on the back of it, it was a note from Glenn saying, Adrienne, I'll love you forever, love Glenn. Obviously, I didn't need to see that. So I put it out there in the hallway so that it wasn't really in my house, but I wasn't throwing it away. And somebody stole it. I thought, all right, thanks. And I'm sure they thought they were hurting me, my feelings or something, or getting away with something, but I was like, oh, The curse is gone. Yay. Right? Who needs to see that? I'll love you forever. I've got it all over. Every time I go through my stuff, I find another thing where he's telling me how he will love me forever. So, well, you are always bad with numbers. Yeah, so the dog days are done. All right, so this is basically how we make a gigantic snowflake out of paper bags. Just glue 7 or 8 of them together. Now 8 would have probably been a little less stretchy. I can try 8 next time because clearly 7, it's a bit of a pull. And I think I might go with 8. And we'll see how that works out. It's got to be better than this actually, just because although I like the number 7, and it is helpful because when you think about it, a snowflake, each one is different, and it doesn't mean they have to have the same number, you know, an even number. They can be an odd number, but this is a 7, so that's an odd number, but if I go with an 8, yeah, I guess we're going to just find out what it looks like. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so now we know the more holes you can poke in it, the more lacy it will look. But even just cutting a couple of things in something this big, once it fans open like that, it is actually impressive anyway. So, yeah, I like the way these points came out, which I didn't see everybody doing, but I did that extra couple of cuts there. I'm glad I did now because that actually has a kind of a snowflake feel to that. You know, the way the ends are 3-dimensional. So, yeah, we'll just see how this works in the hallway. All right. Oh, well, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't have hung up there very long. Okay. We do other things. We do, look what I have. Brand spanking new. Only been used once. So let's, I think that did better. Just in case. Now, the next one is going to be much better because I want to do it so we don't have to do any of this part. I don't know why. I guess I had this little piece of white paper pipe cleaner. I had it loose. It was just the right size, so I went for it. So let me get this out of the way. Ugh. I hope that didn't hurt your ears, guys. Tear. And that concludes the snowflake or flaky part of this broadcast. Anybody can do it. So here we will prop it up there for the moment. And voila. Next. You don't need them anyways. Which? Oh, the snowflakes? All right. Now, back to work on the big project. Actually, we've got a bunch of big projects. And now I've got all kinds of time for them if I'm not going to be going to a party. So let's see how we did here. Oops. I guess I'm going to have to actually stand up for this. Oh, because it's heavy. Heavier than one would think. It must be all these rocks. Who thought rocks would be heavy? And I don't know why I'm holding on to this chicken, but I just can't seem to get myself to throw it away. It's not like I don't have about 50 of them right now, but I don't know. Empathy for tiny, unliving things. All right, so we left off, coming along nicely, adding gold to this rock. This is only the second time I have done the gold on a rock thing. So if it works, I am pleased. I'm just getting the excess off with a fan brush because I have to see what needs to have more put on. Make sure it sticks without falling off. Not too bad, not too bad. Actually, I kind of like it with some of the white paint coming out from behind it and not being solid gold. Yeah, that looks very much more sparkly, actually, with a white background. So, I don't think we're going to add more gold to that. But let me double check with glasses on. Dirty, crappy glasses. Nope, there's one little spot I want to add. Right there, I want to make a nice little point right there. So those have to go in the kitchen and be cleaned. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Not the ketchup bottle. It's all right. I got 8 ounces waiting for me. I'm afraid to leave this just upside down. It's probably going to leak, but let's try it. I'm getting toward it. It didn't stand up. Okay. Let's get the proper brush for this. Proper bit of gold. Proper everything. And we will try not to inhale this stuff. Hey, calm down. Now this is a gift. I know who it's for. It's another artist who definitely should have this. Because it's a she, and she does not have any of my rocks. And she should. Okay. Right there. Needed to just bring that up to a point. It just didn't look right. And also, I don't know if you're able to see this properly. Let me see my screen. Why am I so big? I don't need me to be that big, right? Hold on. I'm in the wrong screen to do that. Oops. I'm in the wrong place. I can't make that happen right here. So. All right, I'll be right in the morning. Now, what was next? Oh yeah, okay, we got also on this rock. But it's missing a bow, a Christmassy bow. But I'm not going to do that yet. I have to make sure all the other stuff is intact before I do that. Okay, let's put the gold away. Didn't need much of that. Hello, Charlie. How is Charlie today? I have to go. I have to wash these. These are like, good luck trying to see through this stuff. Charlie, how are you doing and how was school today? Don't say meh. I want something that's longer than 3 letters. Well, well, well. Oh, I see more than one. Okay, Charlie is as Charlie does. And he barely does anything. School was mess syndrome, mess synonym. Just fill it in. You got a bad grade in maths? What? WTF in capital letters. What? I thought you felt secure about that. Yeah, I know you didn't study, but you were like, I don't have to study because like I knew this. I'm ready. Oh man. It's a good thing it's the beginning of the year. You have plenty of time to redeem your ass. It's a positive grade, it's just not great. What do you mean? I got a bad grade in math. How do you justify the word bad and then saying it's okay? You got a bad grade for you and your normal performance, or was it an actual bad grade? Are you saying you got like a B instead of an A? The equivalent thereof? Ugh, that's worse. Oh my God. What the hell? Specifics. It's an 11.4 out of 20. So it's barely over 50%. Now, how is that good? I'm giving you more shit than you got from your mother, I'll bet. It's not good. It's bad. It's not below 10, but it's, yeah, I'm saying it's bad. It's like hardly over 50%. 10 is 50, and you've got 11.4, so that's what, like barely passing, right? Like a 65. Charlie, we expect better. I don't want to hear no excuses that you're lazy. No, lazy's not an excuse. Lazy's a cop-out. So when's your next test, buddy boy? Oh, that's just terrible. These are just cheap, 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 and they're not working. Wasting tissues and soap on them. I'm sometimes correct, yes. I have to go. It's my aunt who's been missing. I'll be back. I can't even see where to stop the stream. Aunt Rosie.
Hey there, I finally got you.
Finally. Hold.